Welcome to an exciting episode of Urban Spice, the show that gives you, our viewers, the ultimate insider's experience in the most discerning, quality, and stylish places, events, and people that Africa's got to offer.
On today's episode, we joined the creative class, Regan Edition, and the screening of The Bitter Feminist for an unforgettable moment. The creative class, Regan's 5th edition, aptly named Regan Edition, culminated in a vibrant finale on March 21st, 2025, at the Soto Gallery in Lagos. The event brought together 20 creative individuals from the fashion, jewelry, and beauty sectors, along with industry leaders, government officials, and creative innovators to celebrate the achievements of the latest cohort. The event concluded with the awarding of monetary prizes to 4 exceptional participants, recognizing their outstanding contributions and innovative approaches.
My name is Daniela Robert, and I'm the founder at Anyways, a sustainable streetwear fashion brand based here in Lagos State, Nigeria. So I'm a participant of the Creative Class Regan Edition, and it has been an amazing journey so far. Today is our finale and our showcase as well. So the class has been impactful, and also I've learned more about sustainable fashion and also the circular economy that has to do with fashion and also turning waste into wearable hats. So this is one of my favorite pieces, and it is a patches ashoke cargo pant. It's a unisex cargo pant. So instead of disposing the waste that we have, making something like we then try and patch together to make something like this. So this is a patches ashoke cargo pant, and so this is one of our latest collection. It is called Obering Stories of Art. So this collection is actually dedicated to women, and we launched it during International Women's Day 2025. So it promotes the strength. It talks about the strength of a woman and also a journey. So that's why it's called Obering. Obering Yoruba means woman, and it's the stories of art. So we have inscriptions written on it, and it has like things about women, their strength, and all of those things written. So it's our latest collection. You can shop from us at www.anyways.com.
My name is Dimeji Lori, and I'm the founder and creative director of the Dimeji Lori brand. The Dimeji Lori brand is a brand that is trying to reimagine the pre-colonial African heritage and culture and ideas into a modern contemporary fashion. So this is a mat that you naturally would use to sleep, but we reimagined and made it into a dress. And anybody that sees it just makes you stop and question and have conversation like, what is this, how did you come about this, how did you think of this idea? And the hair tie is from our new collection, which is the rayon silk ashoke, which is a new innovation by the brand that we're working on currently. And the threads are made from the bamboo tree and wood. This is another masterpiece, which is somewhat like what I'm wearing right now. It is a cowrie shell that is made into this beautiful neck piece. So this creates a full look that just challenges you and makes you pause and think and ask questions like where Africa is at, what Africa has been, and the possibility of what African can be. The assembly program has been an amazing opportunity, because coming into this program, I was struggling to like put my business together. It's always been about the expression of art and myself. But after the 3 months of intense training and classes and courses, I just find myself understanding the business side of fashion more, and it's been really impactful.
Hello Spice TV, I'm Oluwakemi Agbato, and I'm the founder and creative director of Renikeji. Renikeji is a jewelry brand that celebrates self-expression and connection to the environment. I'm very passionate, and the brand is very passionate about connecting us to our environment, connecting us to the trees, the birds, the architecture, the visual history, the visual culture. It's really about wearing jewelry that recognizes who you are. And inviting people to experience this new story. So, for example, this ring is inspired by the periwinkle rose, and this is a flower that I'm sure many people are familiar with. And in the jewelry, we can experience on the jewelry that we have. We can see roses, sunflowers, jewelry, vegetation that is easily found in the West, but we don't have jewelry that represents the kind of like floral vegetation we have. And so that's one example of like the myriad of ways that Renny Cage is about like connecting us back to the world, connecting us back to where we're from. I make so many gorgeous things, incredible things, but something that is super special, and someone just bought the piece I have there, is this periwinkle ring. And so we eat periwinkle all the time in soups, but we wear all sorts of shells, but we never really wear the periwinkle. And so this was a celebration of periwinkle as a very gracious shell, and it's set in brass, and around the brass band is an etched design of the Igboku, of like patterns found on the Igboku shell. They're hand drawn, and that shell reminds me so much of the periwinkle, and I find that connection to be very like serendipitous. So I wanted to connect those with this piece, and this is a piece that I really love.
Here, right behind me, is Squeeze by Sheye Oladejo. So I'm representing her today because she's not currently on seat. And Squeeze is a ready-to-wear brand that mainly indulges in indigenous fabrics and craftsmanship. So as you can see behind me, most of our pieces are Ashoke and Adire. So we employ craftsmen who are indigenous. We source our fabrics from locals in the society. In the Ejire collection by Squeeze, this, which we call the Olori dress, is my favorite outfit. And in the Yoruba land, Olori means queen. I am sure that when you put on this piece, you're going to feel like a queen, you're going to look like a queen. You can style it for any of your events. If you want to go for a corporate event, I put it to you that you can wear this to a corporate event. If you want to go for a dinner, you want to go for a gala, whatever it is that you want to go for, you can wear this and feel like the queen that you are. So yes.
My name is Adebo Ali Ladipo. I'm the creative director at Mufti Studios. Mufti Studios is a sustainable fashion brand utilizing eco-friendly materials and traditional African craftsmanship to create statement apparel for men and women. So the idea for the brand actually came when I finished secondary school, basically. At that point, I just wanted to make clothes for myself because the tailors that I was giving clothes to make for me didn't make it well. But over the years, my why has changed. It has evolved basically. These pants, the eco pants, that name is actually kind of has Japanese origins because of the silhouette of the pants. So at first glance, you think that this is like a denim pant, but it's actually like linen. So that's just kind of that kind of speaks to the theme of the collection, where this pants is actually from, which is serendipity, which is basically telling us not to judge things by face value and try to interact with things and people before we judge them for whatever it is, for whatever it may be, basically.
Hi everyone, my name is Adwana Tijani. I'm a carpenter by trade, and the name of my brand is Shea Lagos. Essentially, Shea is a furniture and object brand that essentially uses craftsmanship and innovation to create colorful, quirky, and personality-filled furniture that sparks joy. Shea came from a personal experience of mine. I was experiencing depression at a certain road in my life, and I got introduced to color as a form of therapy. And I thought about the idea of it could be beautiful as well to essentially infuse that color into other people's lives, and that was how Shea was born. And essentially being able to have products, have furniture that could walk with people in their life, that could journey with them, and could essentially be a form of healing for them in their lives.
Ayodele Olodede, and I'm the divisional head for retail and SMEs. It's very exciting to be here today. This program started about 12 weeks ago, training people who I describe as very unconventional. There's a lot of programs that we support when it comes to women, but this happens to be one of my favorite. And the reason being that there's an edge to it, the edge of sustainability, the edge of regenerative principles, So the people that are here today are not your typical fashion vendors, but these are people who are pushing the narrative, pushing the boundaries. When I was going through the stands, I met one of the ladies who makes earrings, and I was so wowed by the very unconventionality of this particular product. I had to ask her who's our target market. But something that it did for me is that it helped me to even reimagine, how unconventional those earrings are, and what it would look like to just be able to put them on. So Wema Bank is very proud to be part of a program that drives sustainability, that drives regenerative, principles. And today, one of the exhibitors here will be going home with money that would help them to even push that narrative of sustainability further. So please come join us and make purchases. I made this bag was made by one of them, and I'm also wearing something that is all a regenerative material, from one of the exhibitors as well.
Fashion is growing very fast, and the interesting part of it is that you can never get used. You can never, what's the word again? Clothes is something that we always wear, and Nigeria is a fashion country too. So I think that as we get more people into the fashion space and as we increase the quality of our products, I think fashion will increase in terms of GDP to add more to our national GDP, because by the time we will begin to get more international collaboration, then you're beginning to talk about Forex, start earning in Forex and all of that. So that will add up a lot to our GDP. So I'm glad and I'm excited at the growth at which the fashion industry is going right now, and I see a lot of possibilities. Yeah, thank you.
Hi, my name is Joanna, also known as Pepper. I'm the founder of The Assembly, and you're here today to witness the final exhibition and showcase for the Creative Class program, Regen Edition. So the Creative Class is a pre-accelerator program hosted by The Assembly, and we basically invite incredible design and creative talent in the creative industry in Nigeria to participate in a 12-week program that consists of learning labs, co-working sessions, mentorship, and a final showcase like the one you are witnessing today. The hopes that I have for the Creative Class is that we are successful in raising a new breed of entrepreneurs in the creative economy. Entrepreneurs who are mindful of our environment, mindful of people, mindful of systems that have been harmful, and are actively trying to create new systems. I'm so inspired by all of the talent that we were able to host on this edition, especially because they're thinking about things in a different way. That's really inspiring and really, really hopeful. So really, my hopes are that they continue to grow and continue to be champions and advocates of regenerative business in the creative industry.
Finally, we joined I Represent International Documentary Film Festival, where we gathered to witness the screening of The Bitter Feminist. This powerful documentary delved into the complexities of gender, identity, and activism, sparking a dialogue that resonated deeply with the audience. The screening was followed by an interactive session, where the audience had the opportunity to engage with the directors, posing questions and seeking deeper understanding. This dynamic exchange fostered a spirit of critical thinking and open dialogue, enriching the overall experience. These events were held in Lagos. Urban Spice was present, and this is what went down.
Feminism is for everybody. Sadly, not everyone is on board the ship.
There cannot be two captains in the ship.
Feminism that does not threaten men is wrong. Women have always been oppressed from the dawn of time.
For across the globe, there are countless women like Ringret. Women who bear the scars of misogyny.
They oppress women and they also hate the women.
I'm the gifted goddess. I'm an on-air personality with Super FM Lagos, and I just saw the docu-series, The Bitter Feminist. First of all, what do I think about feminism? I think one thing, equality. Like, women just want to be heard. They want to be seen. They want to be in power. I mean, did you know that out of 360 senators in Nigeria, only 16 are women? that's a fact you should check out. And we need to be more present, and we need to be there in the faces of men as well. Watching the Bitter Feminist, I thought it was quite an insightful docuseries. I thought it was beautifully put together. I thought the direction was amazing. And big ups to Ijoma, because, I mean, taking it from Facebook and social media to creating a documentary about feminism is one that I definitely applaud. I thought it was beautifully put. I think that's just the word. That's just it. It was well enacted, especially the ringret story, which is something that a lot of women out there are facing, and they don't have an opportunity to talk. And so Ijoma is like a spokesperson for feminists out there. So yes, I'm the gifted goddess, and I am a feminist.
My name is Ijoma Chinanyerem. I am a businesswoman, an influencer, and a feminist. And we are here for the screening of Bitter Feminist docuseries, the Bitter Feminist film. It started as a podcast. I have a podcast called the Bitter Feminist Podcast, and it inspired the creation of this film. A Facebook friend saw the podcast and wanted to make it into something bigger, wanted to make it into something that would get more attention, and that was how this film was made. The name The Bitter Feminist came to be because a lot of times when feminists pick up on social media, they are tagged bitter, angry, ugly, and the biggest adjective they used to describe us is bitter. So that's why we decided to embrace the tag, because to show that we are, if you call us bitter, no problem, but it's not going to slow down our activism or what we believe in.
Daniel Chukwemeka is my name, and I am many things in this project. I am the co-creator, I am a co-executive producer, and I am also one of the writers. So the idea of the movie, The Bitter Feminist, I don't like calling it documentary because it bridges the gap between the traditional idea we have about documentaries and even filmmaking generally in Nigeria. And the idea came to me when I saw some of the Bitter Feminist podcasts by Ijoma Chinanyerem on YouTube. And I approached her and started discussing the possibility of making it into something big, something beyond what she is already doing. That's when the idea of the Bitter Feminist came. So her podcast is called Bitter Feminist Podcast. So, but the movie, the docuseries is called The Bitter Feminist. So we started discussing the production, and because of how ambitious I am for the project, we discovered that it's going to demand a lot of money. So far, we spent close to 50 million naira in producing the movie, in both production and post-production. And more will still need to be done to wrap up the post-production. So that's where we are today.
It's bad enough that people are making me marry somebody I don't even know.
The whole institution of marriage is founded on transactional sex.
Not all sex is transactional.
There is no inheritance written in your name. The odds are stacked against us women. Out there we don't win.
Women had to fight through feminist movement.
We are not afraid of the tag.
Bitter.
About the Bitter Feminist series, I think it was really enlightening, even though I know most of those stuff. But I think that when this movie goes to the public, it's going to further explain, and I think a lot of people will understand what the feminist movement is all about, because I think there's a lot of misconception about feminism. And you guys will get to see that feminists are not actually bitter. We are just trying to fight for the right of every woman.
Feminism is good, because do you know what it means when women have power? The world becomes a better place. Hopefully, everybody embraces feminism.
We just saw a documentary, the Bitter Feminist. The documentary, first of all, the producer, this lady, is quite courageous of her to have come up with something like that. So for me, it reminds us, especially women, to always stand up for women, and also that we could also be feminists. And then the government at large, needs to see this and think of ways on how we can make younger ladies, like I asked the question after the documentary, on how they can come out, encourage them to come out more, to speak about what they're going through, especially in the northern part of Nigeria, and then other states that are coming up with these things that, oppress the ladies and then misuse their rights and that. So for me, it was a great one this evening, and I would love to see more of this. We should push more of this in Nigeria, and then we can start helping ladies come up more. And then we have a better society at large.
Do you hate men? Misandry is powerless. You do not learn that women are superior to men.
But I cannot marry this man.
If you want to go to school, when you go to your husband's house, you will go to school.
The advice I would give is to understand feminism. Do not agree or do not listen to people who tell you that feminism is a movement for witches, is not, or a coven. Understand that you deserve everything that a man has. Understand that you are equal to a man. Understand that every opportunity that you're supposed to have, you deserve it. And you should not let yourself be fooled into thinking that it is an ideology that takes away power from men, or it's an ideology that will ruin your future. I think that's it.
That's all for this week's dose of Urban Spice. If you have a fabulous event that you think we should know about, then send us an email. It's info@myspice.tv.